You know that feeling, right? That little jolt of an idea that pops into your head and you think, wait a second, this could actually be something. So let me ask you, is there an idea like that bouncing around in your head right now? A concept that you just can't seem to shake? But let's be honest here, actually turning that brilliant spark into a real live business, whoa, that's the hard part. It can feel completely overwhelming, and frankly, it's where a lot of great ideas just fizzle out. But what if you had a roadmap? I mean, a real tool that's designed to straighten out all that confusion and give you a clear path from A to B. Well, that is exactly what a business plan is for. When you strip it all away, it's really just a detailed plan of action. It's you putting down on paper what your business is all about, where you want to go, and exactly how you're going to get there. It's your strategy, plain and simple. Okay, so a great way to think about this is to see your plan as a blueprint for your company. And just like the blueprint for a skyscraper, it needs to be built on some really solid principles to make sure the whole thing doesn't fall over. All right, there are three main things to remember. First, it's gotta be a detailed blueprint. It needs to cover every single part of your business. Second, it can't be set in stone. Think of it more like a living, breathing document. You've got to update it as things change. And trust me, they will. And third, and this is maybe the most important part, this has to be your vision. You can get help, sure, but your passion, that has to be at the very heart of it. Okay, so if it's a blueprint, what are the different sections? What are the key components we need to build out to make it strong? Let's break it down. All right, these are your main building blocks. The executive summary, that's your elevator pitch. Gotta grab them in 30 seconds. The description of the enterprise just sets the stage. Now, the marketing plan, that's where you prove you actually have customers. And don't sleep on the management section. This is where you show you've got the team to make this happen. Oh, and here's a big one, critical risks. Talking about what could go wrong shows you're not just a dreamer. It shows you're a planner, and that builds a ton of trust. And you can see here how it all just fits together, right? It's not a random list of sections, it's a system where your big, high-level mission flows right down into the nitty-gritty details of who your customers are and what you're going to sell them. Let's zoom in on one of the most critical chapters, the marketing plan. And look, this is way more than just talking about ads. It really boils down to one simple, powerful question. Who are you selling to, and how are you going to reach them? So your whole marketing strategy really comes down to answering these questions. And I mean really answering them. Who is your target market? Be specific. Everyone is not an answer. What's the competition doing? And more importantly, what are they not doing well? Then you've got to nail your pricing and how you'll actually get your product to people. Getting this stuff right, well, that's the difference between having a cool idea and having a real business. All right, deep breath. We're heading into the part that sometimes scares people, the financials. But honestly, don't sweat it. All this is your story, just told with numbers. It's the language that investors understand, and it's what proves your business can actually last. First things first, where's the money going to come from? Well, it's usually two places. Your own capital, that's you putting skin in the game to show you believe in it, and then money from external sources, like loans or investors to help you really grow. Okay, first up, the income statement. Its job is super simple. It answers the biggest question of all. When all the dust settles, are you actually making a profit? And look at how straightforward this can be. You just take your total sales, subtract the direct cost of what you sold, that gives you your gross profit. Then take out all your other expenses like rent and salaries, and boom, what's left at the bottom is your net profit. It really is that simple. All right, next up is the cash budget. And you've probably heard the saying, profit is nice, but cash is king. This is why. The cash budget answers a totally different and maybe even more urgent question. Will you have enough cold, hard cash in the bank to pay your bills and keep the lights on? And the logic here is just as easy. You look at how much cash you started with, add all the cash that actually came in, and then subtract all the cash that went out. That number at the end, your closing balance, that is your lifeline. That tells you if you're going to make it through the next month. So those two, the income statement and the cash budget, along with a third one called the balance sheet, make up the big three financial statements. Together, they give you a complete health checkup for your business. Okay, so now you know what goes in the plan, but how do you write one that someone will actually want to read, and even better, want to invest in? Let's go over a few golden rules for success. All right, a few tips to make your plan really shine. Number one, keep it short and to the point. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is reading a 100-page business plan. Be super honest about the risks. It actually makes you look smarter, not weaker. And back up your claims with actual facts and numbers. But above all else, tell a good story. Make the reader feel excited and want to be a part of what you're building. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. A business plan isn't some homework assignment. It's a tool for communication. It's your chance to tell everyone, especially the people with the money, here's my idea and here's exactly how I'm going to make it work. So when it all comes down to it, please don't think of this as just some boring document you have to write. It's so much more. It's your roadmap. It's your game plan. It is the story of the future you are about to create. So the blueprint is ready. You have the tools. The only question left is, what are you going to build?